And welcome to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my co-host, Wes Cook.
Bummed out.
What you bummed out about, brother?
Man, neither of our basketball teams started this week very well.
No, they didn't. But at least your team has a winning record.
You're 500.
Still not good enough.
I mean, I get you.
But at the same time, we played a pretty tough schedule. Honestly, there's a lot of teams that have played tough schedules so far. I mean, Duke's schedule so far has been ridiculous.
They played tough teams across the board.
I mean,
absolutely.
Kentucky, Kansas, Auburn.
Yeah, Kentucky has Gonzaga coming up this weekend. So, and that's on the road. So,
you going to Spokane?
Yeah.
Ooh. That could be everything I've seen from Gonzaga so far has looked pretty good.
They have.
Pretty good.
They beat Baylor by like 40.
They beat Baylor by 40.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Or damn near close. It was like 38 or 39. It was ridiculous.
I mean, we round up when it gets that high.
Oh, yeah, absolutely you do. But, man.
It's by 40 for sure.
That is just, whew.
Yeah, so, but yeah, Kentucky lost to a team that finished in the Elite Eight last year, brought back all their starters from last year. Clemson's
legit.
Clemson's a top 5 ACC opponent. Bad year to pull them in the ACC SEC Classic or tournament or whatever you want to call it. Not tournament, but
the challenge.
Yeah, there you go.
I like it that it's the ACC SEC this year.
No,
I was over the Big Ten a little bit.
It started last year, right? Yeah, but yeah, I was for the talent you have in both conferences. Let's put them up against each other.
Well, the Big Ten is down basketball-wise as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you got Purdue.
Kansas and the rest. Or Big Ten, sorry.
Yeah.
You got
Purdue, Indiana.
Indiana's up right now. Who else in that conference? Ohio State's okay.
Okay.
Wisconsin's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon?
Yeah, you forget Oregon's there now.
Yeah.
UCLA. Yeah, forget about these teams.
USC's probably not much, but
no, I don't think they're very good.
But no, I mean, when you talk blue bloods and things like that, ACC has a couple. SEC has at least one. So, and I mean, not to mention that the current talent level, right? The current talent level, but amongst the conferences, they match each other very well, and the matchups that you could have between these two conferences are fantastic. So, I think this is the way to go.
Yeah.
Especially for you want viewership, you want people tuning in and things like that, especially in the height of football season, as we have your Packers and Lions game on right now.
It is ugly, bro.
It's only 7-0, man.
First offensive play was a sack.
Look, dude.
I'm going on record. You know where I've already put my money. I watched like 3 minutes of this game, and I don't like it already.
I told you were at a disadvantage from the get-go, right?
Yeah.
I told you about what? Your top corner's out.
Yeah.
Top safety's out. You're missing Dobbs at wide receiver.
Oh, and I didn't put Reed in on my fantasy team. So, you see they about got him again? Like this.
That's pass interference. There it is. Yeah, Reed got pulled down before that. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, we've updated the podcast room a little bit.
Yeah, we have. It's a new location.
New location, but also with some old digs. But we got the TV in the room now, so we can get sporting events going live instead of us watching them on our computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, this is a good setup.
It is nice. It's just sad it's this game is going to be the first one.
Hopefully it brings you good luck, Steve.
We'll see. We'll see.
Honestly, all it does is favor my team if you win. So
no.
I would love for you to take a W right here. So that number 1 seed could be ours to be lost by us, of course.
Yes. Well, the thing that gets me...
And, we lose to like Carolina this weekend or something.
Oh, God, that would be awful.
It would be awful.
I would say what I've seen from Carolina the last couple of weeks, they're
new team,
definitely playing a lot better.
Dude, they're a new team. Bryce Young looks good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
not terrible. Not terrible.
I mean,
he's on the up. I'll say he's on the uptick.
He's on the uptick. He's turned a new leaf here. It looks like, right? That at least this is the way I feel about it.
Well, it sounds like he's been doing all the right things. Like as far as like he took the benching well, he kind of understood, hey, maybe I'm not quite ready for the system yet. I'm not, I'm not there. I'm not up to speed. But it sounds like he's turned into that. I'm going to be the first one there, the last one to leave. I'm studying film like crazy.
Well, I mean, that's what you get when you sit a guy that's come in and been thrusted into that position, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't learned how to be a starting QB in the league.
No.
So when he got benched, he had to sit behind Dalton, and he got to learn from a seasoned veteran on what to do on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis.
Yeah.
On how to carry himself as a starting quarterback here. And when you pick up those little traits and things like that, it's only going to help you.
Yeah.
And I think that's especially what you see like here in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Is Green Bay, their last 2 QBs have sat behind all-time greats.
Yeah. And I don't mean to just keep saying but you're correct.
But how do you get better, right? Is you learn from people in front of you, learn from the veterans.
Well, it also depends on how much the veteran is willing to work with you. I went through the whole thing with Favre and Rodgers was like, it ain't Favre was like, it's not my job to teach him anything. At this point, he's a professional.
But it doesn't matter.
No, you can watch.
As you watch, right?
What Aaron learned is, hey, maybe I shouldn't throw that throw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but Brett Favre was a gunslinger. Too.
Oh, yeah, that's what he does, buddy. That's what he did.
Rock. Yeah. So, no, but I think the benching was a beneficial thing for Bryce Young. And that's what's allowed for him to kind of develop somewhat quickly when you really think about it.
The way I've kind of looked at it is I'm kind of giving Bryce Young the Trevor Lawrence treatment in the fact that I'm kind of calling his rookie one a wash because of just the dysfunctionality.
I mean, Carolina is dysfunctional.
Oh, well, they were super dysfunctional last year. I don't think they're quite as dysfunctional this year because you know what name I hardly hear at the moment is David Tepper.
I mean, and maybe that's something he's learned is like, I need to take a step back. I need to get my hand out of all this. I don't need to be seen.
Maybe that
has a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Maybe you got a call from one of the Roonies. So, bro, man, we taught you better than that.
I mean, it should.
I mean, he was a minority owner with the Steelers. I mean, how did he not learn that? You just hire guys, put the right people in the right places, and you just roll with it.
And you stay back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you don't see a franchise like the Steelers like every day either, you know? If it was that easy, everybody would be.
Right. But when we only know the Roonies because they've been the owners for ages, right?
Yeah. But I mean, they've done it right. They kind of just sit back. They put the right people in the right places
and let it do its thing
and just collect them checks.
I mean, especially coming in like this year, right? The Steelers didn't have a whole lot of aspiration behind them. No one thought they would be what they are right now.
I didn't think they would be.
It all credited back to how they run this business and how successful and how long they've sustained this success.
It's consistency.
Yeah, it's so consistent. And they do the right thing. Jerry Jones should probably ask them for some tips.
I mean, they've had, 3 coaches in 40 years or something like that? 30 years? 35 years? I can't remember. It's Chuck Noll, went from Chuck Noll right into Cowher and then right into
Tomlin.
Yeah. No other franchise has done that. None. Because the thing is that those guys that end up there, they want to be there. And they want to be there for life. Or until they're done with it. I mean, in Cowers.
Where are you gonna go from Pittsburgh?
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
I mean, it's not gonna generally there's never a situation that screams like, oh, this would be better than where I'm at.
No. Just like I can't.
You get yourself entrenched and you're a lifer, and then you are what? You are considered I mean, a fucking god in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I mean, Tomlin is a legend.
Yeah.
He's a legend. Cowher's a legend in Pittsburgh. They're legends. You think they're paying for any meals
As
in
is
Pittsburgh?
Noel.
Yeah. You think they're paying for any meals in Pittsburgh?
No.
They're getting the Ditka treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick ain't paying for nothing in Boston.
Nor should he.
No, nor should he.
There's no way that man should ever pay for a meal in the Northeast ever again.
No. Any place he goes up there, whatever. No.
I agree with you.
Only place he's paying for food is probably New York.
He's paying double, too.
Yeah. Double or triple, bro. It's like, no. Speaking of Belichick, we kind of talked about him for a minute. I know.
Hit on that news today.
Man,
I mean, it's quite surprising because just knowing his background and what he's done in the past.
I am super shocked about that. Is one of the top headlines on ESPN.com that Bill Belichick spoke to UNC about their coaching open.
It's crazy, right?
I don't know. I don't really like it because I don't want to go from old guy to old guy. I want some fresh blood. But at the same time, I had the same conversation earlier this week without the Belichick information. Go get Jimbo Fisher.
I mean, we talked about this before, right? I feel like we brought him up last week. Maybe we didn't bring him up on the pod, but we talked about it.
I think we have.
And yeah, Jimbo's, I think that's a perfect situation for Jimbo Fisher. Like, why would it not be? You don't have the highest of expectations, as we've talked about. No. You know, as fans, a 10-win year is us being super ecstatic for the outcome of a year or a season.
Yeah. We'll get more on 10 wins later.
And we're satisfied with 7-8 and getting to a bowl. And
I'm completely satisfied with. I would prefer 8 or 9.
Yeah,
I would prefer.
8 or 9 is great. I understand.
I would completely be satisfied with that.
Satisfied with consistency of 7 to 8 wins a year.
And you do that pop up every now and then for 10.
Yep,
I'm stoked.
And then maybe once every 10 years, give me an opportunity to be in the playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to be part of it, right? Like just to have my name in the conversation, even if it's a part of the year. If you took a Kentucky team from the Rich Brooks era that knocked off LSU.
Yeah.
What was that? 06, 07-ish. I was actually at the game. I've probably mentioned that before, like 100 times. But
we're always mentioning that stuff when we're there.
But I have to. It was a good game. I enjoyed every bit of the 3 overtimes.
Yeah.
But you take that team would have had aspirations to be in the playoff picture.
Yeah.
In today's game.
Well,
so it's I want the opportunity to say my team is competing at the highest level for a year every now and then.
Yeah,
And
I'd
that's
be
why I said,
completely fine with that.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, once in 10 years, it's like, okay, my team is competitive in college football. Now in college basketball, I got a different story. I need to be competitive every year. Every year.
I feel the same way.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like I'm like we talked about it before we went on tonight. That I'm just like I'm not cool with 4-4. But at the same time, we played a tough schedule. You don't see our coach coming out saying, "Oh, we're never going to play another Maui Invitational again." You know.
Yeah, you don't get the Dan Hurley comment.
No, the crybaby comment. But I mean they'll be fine. The way that tournament works, though, it is literally like a game every day.
His confidence level is way too high. I get it. You won back-to-back national titles. That's
impressive. And their tournament run last year was phenomenal.
It's impressive in every aspect of it because it hasn't been done since Florida. And before that was what, Duke? So I don't know, man. I just like he's carried himself in this such a high regard because of the way this whole offseason went, right? You know, everybody that came after him, whether it was Kentucky with their opening position or the Lakers with their open coaching position, he just seems like he's untouchable at this time. So the comments and the way he carries himself right now are just a little absurd, if you ask me. You don't come in and talk about, I mean, one of the most prestigious preseason tournaments.
Yeah, it's been one of the longest running ones that I can think of.
I mean, the Maui Invitational has been just a staple in preseason basketball.
It's just hard. It's hard for us East Coasters to watch, though.
No, I mean, because you get those late-ass games.
Carolina had back-to-back games that tipped off at 11 and 11:30.
Well, Hawaii's 6 hours behind the Eastern time zone. So.
Oh, no, I get it.
But I also don't agree with the fact that you take your marquee teams and put them in a time slot like that. I don't agree with that. If you want the viewership for a tournament like that over there, you need to make sure that those games are tipping off at a time that's reasonable for the fan base.
Tipping off in the afternoon.
Especially for Carolina. Like a fan base like Carolina's is ridiculously large. And you know how much of that fan base you're going to lose tipping off at 11:30 on a weeknight?
Well, I know who you lost for sure is this guy.
Exactly. But I'm just saying you're losing a lot of that. It's a ridiculous aspect to the tournament. And I just don't ever recall those games.
I don't remember being on like that late.
No, I don't ever remember the marquee teams.
But I mean, at the same time, that's them tipping off at 5 Hawaii time. I mean, that's not terrible. They need to start them things at like noon.
They need to, because then you get a 6 o'clock tip on the Eastern Coast.
Yeah.
So you just need to be better with your scheduling.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, I don't care if Pepperdine is playing at 8 o'clock. I'm not watching fucking Pepperdine.
No, I'm not. I'm not watching Pepperdine. And who was it? Who used to play in that tournament? Is it Chaminade?
Was it Chaminade?
It's
a Hawaiian
in school. Yeah.
They played every year.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't care about that game being played. That's the one you slate at 11:30.
That's the one you come on.
I mean, the kids are already used to the time zone. Might as well just let them play at that time.
Well, I mean, that's like, again, 11:30 is 5:30 for them.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying is like that school's already used to the time zone. We know they're getting blown out. They have zero business being in the tournament for who it attracts, but I understand they are kind of a staple in that tournament in its own right at the same time. So,
do you remember a few years ago? I can't remember. It's probably more longer than a few years ago. Remember when they did that crazy 24 hours of college basketball tip?
They've been doing that every year.
I have missed it somehow because there was I can straight up remember there was a game ESPN did straight up 24 hours of college basketball.
They still do it. I got to hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Like it's one of these dates coming up soon too.
Like playing all over the world, and it was just all kinds of games. Like, I think they even had a couple teams playing Japan or something. And then they may have played in China. May have. But, I mean, it's been a while.
Maybe they haven't done it in a few years.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not positive, but I could have sworn.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? Hey, we're doing exactly what we said we were going to do, by the way.
Exactly.
I like
it's
it.
Complete randomness.
I feel better that way. I feel free. I feel free. But
no, maybe they haven't done it in a few years.
They should do it again because that was awesome. That would work for me on like a Thursday all day.
Yeah,
long.
They canceled it in the 2018 year. That sucks. I could have sworn it's still been going on. I can't remember if I remember it or not. Oh, well.
Oh. Well, we were just talking about Jimbo, and I'm sitting here scrolling down, and apparently, Neil Brown got fired at West Virginia.
Right.
And it sounds like Jimbo's candidate there.
I mean, if I'm Jimbo Fisher, I think I'd take on the North Carolina challenge before I took on the West Virginia.
I would agree with you.
I like the opportunity the ACC presents because in an average year, you got 3 solid teams.
Well, you're also looking.
You got Miami, Florida State on a traditional level, and Clemson.
Yeah. And then you've got teams that.
Like this year, SMU and Miami are playing in the.
No, it's SMU and Clemson.
Clemson. Yeah, sorry, not Miami.
Louisville wasn't terrible this year.
Louisville turned the page this year.
Yep. Yeah. Brom, I know you're not I know you hate Louisville with a passion.
Oh, me? The Kentucky fan? No.
But Brom has done a good job there.
I mean, in year one, yeah, absolutely. They beat the brakes off Kentucky after Kentucky went in like the last 5 or 6 straight by an average of almost 25 points. I mean, that's a huge turnaround.
It's just, man, you just got to find the right spot for guys. They're there. You have to find it. You have to rebuild.
I think he'll continue to do a good job. I mean, he did so well at Purdue. It makes sense.
What they call? I missed it. Sorry, I'm focusing on multiple things now.
Are you watching the game?
I am.
I am too.
I am.
I see your coach through the challenge.
He threw the challenge, and I didn't see what he was challenging.
Was it a fumble?
Possibly.
I hope it's not because that was Gibbs.
I do.
I have Gibbs. I need Gibbs to get all the points he can. I don't need -2 points.
In our league that we're in together, Gibbs. I'm playing Duan this week, so he has Gibbs. So fumbles for him does good for me.
Get it.
But the Detroit defense is scoring me points right now for a show.
Yeah, what they have.
Well, they got a sack already. They'll probably end up with at least a pick.
Possibly.
No points at the moment, so that's, 6 or 7? 10? Yep.
10 points off the break. Every time you start a game with the defense, it's 10 points with 0 points.
But anyway, what else you want to talk about, Brian?
Well, I mean, we can jump into a little bit of playoff scenarios and what we got in the NFL as the season is winding down. We are in week 14. This is the start of week 14 as we have Green Bay at Detroit. 7-0 ball game at this moment. Detroit has 1st and 10 on their own 20.
It's an odd slate of games this weekend, to be honest.
I mean, the slate of games, there's not a lot of intriguing matchups.
Like, this is the one for this week, to me.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, because it has a lot of playoff implications. You're talking about Detroit being able to clinch a playoff spot with a W tonight. Green Bay puts themselves squarely back into the divisional race with them if they take a W here.
Yeah.
There's there's a lot there.
They put themselves
You're
in.
talking about the number one seed being up for grabs as Philly is right there behind them with a one-loss difference in the overall standings. So, and with a win, Philly's going to even themselves up and actually ultimately take the tiebreaker from Detroit with the divisional record, I think. Or yeah, because the divisional record.
They must have challenged the spot.
Or something else.
Sorry. I think that's what they were challenging.
And it looks like he lost it because he is down a timeout.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I like LaFleur. I think he's done a good job.
I can't argue with you.
Done a good job. Especially to handle the whole Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love transition too. You know, we talked about that last year before the season started. I had no idea.
Well, especially handling Rodgers and what Rodgers does to coaches.
Oh. Ridiculous, dude.
GMs, whatever.
What? Yeah.
Just ends up, he's kind of a LeBron of the NFL.
I think Rodgers is done.
I think so too.
I think he's done. And at this point, honestly, I think Kirk Cousins is done.
Kirk Cousins is.
He has not looked good.
His last, 3 or 4 weeks have just
been awful.
I think last 3 weeks he's thrown 4 picks, 0 touchdowns.
He's been awful.
And this podcast is a huge advocate of Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
We love some Kirko chains, and Kirko is not Kirko anymore.
No.
At least, I mean, he can turn it around. He has a matchup this week that'll allow for the turnaround.
We'll see. I know who ain't starting on my fantasy team this week.
You're not starting him off.
No.
I mean, the Vikings, they're a very good team, obviously, at 10-2. But for the reason people don't talk about the Vikings so much is, I mean, of course, Sam Darnold being their quarterback. But you look at a lot of their games, and they're close. They're winning the close ones. And when it comes to playoff time, stringing close games against good opponents is a very difficult thing to do. Now, granted, you can do it during the regular season against some of these bad teams and play to a lower level of them and things like that. But when you play the upper echelon teams, especially if you got to go on the road on any of those, winning those games in the playoffs is a lot more difficult than it is in the regular season.
Absolutely. But playing close games like that during the regular season helps you get
situational football comes into place. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Now, does it help? It does, but it's also detrimental to the football team when you cannot build a lead and figure out how to maintain it.
You go all the way back to even the Detroit loss. I mean, that's a 2-point loss. They lose by 10 at the Rams. You know, they win by touchdown and over the Colts. Honestly, I don't know how the Jacksonville game was even that. You know?
I mean, a 12-point performance out of your offense.
No, it was awful. I didn't see that coming at all that week.
No, defensive battle there is quite strange.
Yeah.
But the Bears put up 27 on them.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals put up 22.
Yep.
I mean,
this division at the moment,
it's crazy how wide open it is in the top 3.
Yeah.
I mean, one game separates you from each spot in the standings.
I'm sitting here looking at Minnesota.
Only one game can if Green Bay pulls off a win tonight.
You want to hear what's crazy? I'm looking at Minnesota's schedule. Minnesota wraps up the season home against Green Bay at Detroit. That's how they finish. That is not. Ooh.
I mean, it's nothing to scoff at going to Seattle either.
No, I mean, that's a battle.
At Seattle, at home against the Pack,
at Detroit.
At Detroit. I mean, here's the thing. If Minnesota can run that gauntlet which means they beat the Falcons this week, beat the Bears the following week, beat Seattle, beat the Pack. They get to Detroit. That makes it a meaningful game for Detroit.
Yeah, if everybody keeps winning.
Because what you're looking at then is a potential number 1 seed matchup, a divisional championship.
First
basically.
round bye.
Yeah, there's a lot that
not bye, but a home field advantage.
Well, that makes it would make week 18 so important for Detroit that goes 16-1 the distance, right? If they went, let's say they go 16-1 and this Minnesota team's 15-2 at that point, how important this week 18 game that you would never imagine would mean anything if you have one loss on the year.
Well, you look at...
And it's all for the division at that point.
Yeah. The crazy part is you look at Detroit's schedule. Detroit has Green Bay tonight, Buffalo next week.
Ooh.
They go to the Bears the week after. The game after that, I don't think it's going to be as crazy. It's at San Fran, who isn't what they were.
No.
And then you've got home against Minnesota to wrap it up. They
got a rough schedule coming up as well.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Ooh.
And then the Packers have at Lions, at Seahawks, home against Saints, at Vikings, home against the Bears to wrap up. They actually have the easiest schedule.
Yeah.
Of the three. Of the three. Even though Chicago did look a little better last week. But they can suck it for all I care. We've owned them for years, so.
My lock of the week was looking so good last week. You remember what game I said was the lock of the week?
It was the Jacksonville.
Yeah, Houston to Jacksonville. And I think it was a 3.5 point spread. I think Houston ended up winning by 3. It was 16-0 at one point.
Had the
I was like, good pick, Wes. You do what you're talking about. And then Houston's defense. I saw the end of that game. I was like, because I bet on it. So I was like, that's my lock of the week. I'm betting it.
I think I bet it too.
And I'm like, that was the one leg of a 4-leg parlay I put together for the 1 o'clock games. I'm like, what the fuck?
Way to blow it. First leg.
Oh.
Way to blow it.
Man, I tell you.
Speaking of the Jacksonville game, that
Here it is. Who do you want to lose this week?
Who do I want to lose this
Outside
week?
of the Lions, because that game's already gone off.
Who do I want to lose? Man.
Oh, Green Bay fumbled.
That's points.
After a big gain.
That's points. For the D.
Watson, too.
Yep.
Damn.
Let's see. Who do I really want to lose this week? I want Kansas City to lose every week.
Okay.
I want Dallas to lose every week. That's a scary game, man.
Kansas City has the Chargers.
That could
Lock of the week is Kansas City -4. Let's go.
Kansas City -4.
Lock of the week. Lock it in.
No, man.
Which means you know what to do.
Yep. You bet the Chargers. +4.
He lost that ball before he was down, too. Oh, damn. Why do you have the ball so high? Watch this thing again. So, good pass.
You see the pressure they're getting on him, though.
They're getting pressure. But, man, he went to the air and held the ball up here with him instead of like this. I just don't get it.
Porta.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, he's going to get points.
Honestly, man, the lock of the week for me this week.
I'm just telling you, that's just more of a joke of a lock of the week.
Oh, I know. I actually like Philly -13.5 against Carolina.
I don't.
Playing at home?
I don't like it. Carolina's been competitive with everybody they've played the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, but Carolina hasn't played anybody that's got a defense like Philadelphia.
The defense will be beneficial if they can put pressure on Bryce Young.
Ooh.
and make him make mistakes.
They're going to make him uncomfortable. He's going to be uncomfortable.
If he's uncomfortable, that's when Bryce is at his worst, obviously. You could see us, if we get plenty of offensive possessions, and the thing is you get Saquon Barkley to run against this defense. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, I like that game. I like the minus 13. It wouldn't surprise me if, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Carolina didn't score at all.
It's a huge battle to score. We give up big plays too often. Adam Thielen for anytime touchdown. Yeah, I bet that one.
Maybe.
That or Chuba Hubbard.
Old Chuba?
Yeah.
Old Chuba?
Actually, I'd probably say come in on the ground anyway. Yeah, I'd say Hubbard anytime touchdown is my lock of the week. Like a real lock of the week.
I like Minnesota minus 5.5.
But Saquon's also an anytime touchdown scorer in this game for sure.
Saquon, 100+ yards. Might be a lock.
Yeah, this might have a lot of same game parlays happening for me.
It could be. I could see
I like an AJ Brown touchdown. He's in a little of a spell.
I like a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown.
No way. Yeah, there's plenty of opportunity. A Devontae Smith touchdown. I like a lot of opportunity.
Smith playing this week?
Yeah, he is playing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back to. He was really close to playing last week.
That's what makes me worried. They're coming in full strength.
Not exactly. Blankenship's probably out still with the concussion he suffered last week. Slate should be.
Your young guys have played very well.
Oh yeah. Oh no, man.
I would like to say
we hit the jackpot when it comes to fucking drafting the first round.
I would say
the two quarters. God knows, Kenyon Mitchell is a fucking monster.
He is. I will say the Cooper DeJean hit on
Derrick Henry.
It's a nice hit. It's a nice hit. I think it's overinflated.
It's not a big hit. He had to adjust. He had to get the ball. He had to adjust and turn up field.
He's turning like this, and Cooper hits him pretty much as he goes to turn. He didn't catch full speed Derrick Henry.
But here's the thing. It's not that. It's the fact that Derrick Henry is almost twice that guy's size, and he plants him. I mean, a by the book tackle by a
you
rookie.
Could do that in that situation because you're kidding a guy that doesn't see you coming.
I think he knew he was there.
He might have knew he was there, but he's turned like this as soon as he turns, Cooper's grabbing
I'm not saying
him.
like it's a big hit or anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I've seen stuff on the internet all week where they're like, "Oh, it's all." I'm like, no, it wasn't all that.
He lifted him off the ground.
You could pick Derrick Henry up.
No, I can't.
He weighs 250 pounds. You can't pick up 250 pounds?
Not when he can go dead weight and just muscle me. No, hell no, I ain't picking up Derrick Henry. You fucking crazy?
Dude, I weigh 230.
You think you can pick up Derrick Henry?
I absolutely think I can pick up Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry with a football in his hands trying to go against you.
In that position, yes.
Nah. No.
I don't think it's as hard as you're
I'm so close to calling Bob right now so he could just put you on your bullshit right now.
Man, I'm telling you. It's not. It was a nice hit, but it was way overinflated on the internet.
All right, let's see if Bob answers. We're going to call him.
I'm telling you, in that scenario, that particular play, he ain't answering. He ain't going to answer.
We'll try him.
Yeah, see, he ain't answering.
Damn it, Bob.
I'm just saying, the angle and everything, it's not 99% of the NFL could have made that play.
I mean, I'm not saying I can't lift 250 pounds.
That's what I'm saying.
But 250 pounds of
250 pounds of a...
that is that strong. There's no way.
He caught him with his legs pretty much together. It ain't like he had to squeeze.
It's a good tackle. I mean,
I'm not saying it's not a good tackle. I didn't say that.
I mean, it's a phenomenal tackle for a rookie corner to make on probably the biggest and strongest running back in the game.
Oh, he is the biggest and strongest. By far.
But you're trying to tell me, you average ass Joe, that you're gonna pick him up and plant him for
I think
no
I can
yards after the catch.
Yeah, I think I can do it.
Oh, you're so full of shit. There's absolutely no way. No.
In that exact play, I mean, he didn't have any movement, any steam, nothing.
But he can still
turned.
plant himself and hold himself to the ground.
All he did was just turn. He grabbed him low to begin with.
Oh, man. I need more input here. I do.
Rewatch the hit.
I have. I watched it a few times this week. I enjoyed every moment of it.
I didn't say it was a bad hit.
I mean, they held the man to under 100 yards rushing. It was fantastic.
I'm just saying the internet overhyped how really devastating it was.
I don't think it was a devastating hit or anything. It was just a stand-up.
I didn't say you did. I said the internet
has. It's a stand-up hit. It's a big hit for a rookie corner going against that man.
Just say it's a big hit for a white guy. That's what you really want to say. Just say it. Just say it.
I'm not saying it like that. No.
It's a big hit for a white corner. How about that? Say that.
No, it's a big hit for any guy. If Kenyon Mitchell made that tackle, I'm just as stoked.
My point. Because of the angle and because of how it was gone, it wasn't.
But these guys are professional athletes.
I get it.
I'm a 40-year-old, beer gut man. It's not happening, dude. It's not fucking happening.
I think you could do it.
No, sir.
I think you could.
You were crazy. You were crazy. Against Derrick Henry.
I think you could.
Oh, man, I wish Bob would have picked up the phone.
I think it can be done.
Oh, you're kidding me. All right. Man, we got to move on. All right. So we decided we're going to take this episode in a different direction. Detroit's up 10-0 before we do that.
Yeah, I saw.
I know it's been a lot of football and talks back and forth. We got SEC, ACC, conference championships coming up from college football.
Yeah.
Everybody already knows the matchups and they have their own predictions. So we'll follow up at the end of the episode with predictions on those matchups for you this weekend, so you can get some bets in. But just a nonsense episode here, so we can just go through some bullshit that just comes across our minds on a day-to-day basis. And so I'm going to pose Steve with the question that I posed him before when we made the decision to go this direction. Let's just start naming off random college basketball players.
Brian Stitt.
Damn. Okay. Nice. I started mine with Corliss Williamson.
That's a good one, bro. That's a dude I hadn't thought about in a long, long time.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard something. The video I sent you a couple weeks made me think about a guy that I hadn't talked about. It was the white Duke players. And the name on that list, the name on that list that I had kind of forgotten about
Cherokee
was
Parks.
That's the one. That was the one. I was like, man, I forgot all about him.
100% Cherokee
He was 100%
Parks.
a crybaby. He wasn't a terrible college player. He just wasn't everything he was McDonald All-American to be at the time.
I just don't know how he was.
Let's make it really interesting. Let's make it cannot be from your team.
But Corliss Williamson was
that wasn't your team. But I'm just saying, in general, no Carolina, no Kentucky guys today.
Just thinking I have a bunch of good ones on my head, but I'm just thinking of guys that were just
Yeah. How about Ed O'Bannon?
Ed O'Bannon. Well, when you think of O'Bannon, you think about the whole reason NLI started, right?
That is it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The NIL, the O'Bannon rule.
Oh, you need Christina needs your keys.
My keys?
Yeah, to move the vehicle so she can go get her child. So, but back on topic. Let me think. Matt Walsh. Just Google him real fast. He played for Florida.
Oh, wait. I think I remember that guy.
Yeah. Sticking with the goofy white guys. This guy.
Speaking of goofy white guys, Matt Geiger.
Ooh, nice. Now, Matt Walsh was the guy that you figured would play for Duke.
Oh, I'm looking up the wrong Matt Walsh.
Put Matt Walsh for.
I pulled up some actor. American commentator, Matt Walsh. Let's see. Let me type in Florida. Maybe that'll get me there.
Apparently, he played a stint in the NBA.
There it is. Matt Walsh. I got it. Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
I remember that guy.
Yeah.
He was part of the back-to-back team, right?
No.
Or was that before?
No.
Was he before that?
No, he's 42 now. He's older than me. He wasn't on that team.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm just trying to go off my head. And
That's all I'm doing.
I remember all these random ACC guys like Rodney Monroe and Chris Corciani, Tom Gugliotta.
Yeah, NC State guys.
Yeah.
You remember the guys you love to hate?
Oh, dude, I remember all those guys. I remember all of them.
I remember Chris Lofton at Tennessee. I was disappointed because he's a Kentucky boy and he ended up going to Tennessee, and he was just like one of the all-time greats in Tennessee history. And it's like, oh,
yeah, you could have been one of ours.
Yeah, it could have been one of ours.
You could have been one of our average guys.
Yeah, one of our average guys. Sorry, buddy. You would have gone down in all-time team history, I guess, but you would have been great.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's thinking about like Kentucky and Carolina history. It's hard to jump up onto that list.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard.
Ooh, hold on, I got one.
Oh, you got one for me?
I can't think. I just lost his name. He played at Indiana. Zeller.
Oh, Cody Zeller. That's Tyler Zeller's brother.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that guy.
You remember that name?
I know that name.
I think he's still in the NBA.
Does
he still play for the Hornets?
No, he's gone. But I'm willing to bet he's still in the NBA somewhere.
Yeah. I'm sticking to goofy white guys apparently.
I got your favorite goofy white guy, Frank Kaminsky.
Oh, fucking hate Frank Kaminsky. Talk about a fucking no talent ass clown. Ugh. Yeah,
they Big Ten'd you guys in that game. That's exactly what they did.
We played to their level. We played their style of ball, and it fucking ruined us.
Yeah, you can't.
Fuck God.
That's how you beat a Big Ten team. You run the ever living shit out of them.
Damn, I hate
that. Stacey Augmon,
UNLV.
Yeah. Trying to remember that starting five. It was what?
It's not really a random. He was a good pro too.
Augmon was okay. Anderson Hunt, he was okay for them.
Yeah,
he wasn't a star.
No.
Of course, Grandmama was just fine. Who else was on that team?
Oh, what's his name? Who's in it? I'm going to end up having to Google it.
I know it's Stacey Augmon, Larry Johnson, Anderson Hunt. Yeah, God. Oh, man, I'm having a brain for it. I could have spewed this stuff out like 10 years ago. Like, I can spew out like, God, I remember when Arkansas had Todd Day and Lee Mayberry and big fat ass Oliver Miller.
Greg Anthony.
That's the one. Yeah. How the hell is that the guy I forget?
I did too.
I can remember Anderson
Hunt.
Hunt.
To Google it. I had to Google it, dude. My bad. But yeah, damn.
I can remember. Oh, what was the other? It was Shackle something. Who was the other guy on that? They're starting.
Oh, George Ackles.
Was that him?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. See, I was close. I knew it had the Ackle in it somewhere.
Yeah, you were close. Yeah.
Oh man, those were, man, I miss college basketball from the 90s, dude.
Oh, it was great.
I mean, guys like Rodney Monroe. What was the Rodney that played at Wake Forest? God, I'm not going to Google it, but I know it. He actually was part of that team that went and played against the Dream Team. It was because it was the same. They were all of them. It was Mashburn and God, why am I having a brain fart? He was really good at Wake Forest. He was kind of more of a thicker guy, like built in like a Charles Barkley. It was Rodney something. God, I'm gonna have to Google it, and that's gonna make me mad when I see this last name.
Of course it will. Josh Jacobs, stiff arm. Ooh, Green Bay driving. Green Bay driving.
I see it. Oh, man. Rodney Rogers.
Oh, shit. Why did we not think of that one?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did I miss that one?
Yeah.
Dude shared ACC Rookie of the Year honors with Grant Hill. Was the ACC Player of the Year in 93. Crazy. Right?
It is.
Considering wasn't he was ACC Player of the Year over Christian Laettner in 93? Or was Laettner gone then? They won. Duke went back in what, 91, 92? Laettner was gone in 93.
Yeah, he was. That was Grant Hill's team.
Yep, that was the only year that Grant Hill didn't make a final.
Yeah.
If Grant Hill would have beat...
Come on, 8. Come on, 8. Come on, 8. No. Oh, good.
Good.
Overthrow.
Good.
Give me 8. Give me 8.
Yeah, no Tucker Kraft touchdown.
Don't you have him in a parlay?
No, I didn't take it. I didn't take it.
Oh, you didn't take that bet?
I didn't take it.
Thought you had him as an anytime touchdown.
I would have liked it. It was one of those I was looking at, but it didn't really pay a whole lot. So I just skipped out on it. I'm trying to think of some West Coast guys. Because I used to watch a lot of ball back in the day. Man, Texas had a good team in the early 90s that actually beat Michigan.
Pass interference all day. That's not a pick.
Yeah, I saw it.
Dude, he was holding him up against the end of the end zone there.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Take your penalty.
Remember Kevin Pittsnoggle?
I do remember Pittsnoggle. That was the dude from West Virginia.
Yeah. Goofy. He looked like he was from West Virginia, too.
That dude was a baller for Huggy.
Yeah. He was. He was balling.
I think he was, second team All-American or first? Like, he was good.
Oh, I'll tell you a white kid I did not played for Ole Miss. He was a little white trash ghetto kid. Marshall Henderson.
I think I remember that guy.
He could shoot lights out. I just remember a moment where they beat Kentucky one time, and he took his shirt off and jumped on the podium or whatever the announcer's table or whatever.
Yeah.
And just fucking Petey Pablo in his fucking jersey around his head and everything. I was like, I hate this motherfucker for life.
Think about that. At that time, that was probably, I would think, there you go. Jacobs with the touchdown.
Hey, that's what I like to see. Give me the points. Oh, just got the notification.
Yep, you did. Yes, you did.
There we go.
And there goes my points going down.
Oh, that's all right. It's for the benefit of your team.
I know.
You lose in fantasy over your real team losing. Period.
No, I understand that, but I'm trying to stay out of a Hooters uniform is what I'm trying to stay out of.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
That's all I care about.
I feel like my team's strong enough that I will not finish dead last this year, so I'm okay.
Well, my team has been playing, but they've been better.
Yeah.
But I would prefer to win this week and no. Plus, if I win this week, I'm in the playoffs, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Hashim Thabit.
UConn. That freaking fizzled. What was he, 7'4"?
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
Well, I think they played for a national title team too, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Was he part of the Kemba Walker teams? Or was that later?
I think he's before that. Right?
Sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, I just remember the name.
Yeah.
Give some couple more randos and we'll move on to
Who else? What we got? I'm trying to think of
category.
Some super randos. God,
Was the kid you were thinking about play with Durant?
No, this
from Texas.
No, this was in the early 90s.
Okay.
They beat Michigan during I was still in high school when they beat them. So it was between 91 and 93, but it wasn't the Fab 14 because they went to back-to-back finals.
Mm-hmm.
But, God, dude, I won so much money in high school off that game. I was getting I had people giving me Texas and 10 or 15 points, and then Texas beat them. What was that? I'm Googling it now. But
remember Gary McNamara?
The name sounds. That's
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the dude that scored freaking. How many 3-pointers did he hit in that double overtime game?
He was fucking killing it.
Yeah, lighting it up. It was because he played with Anthony, right? Or was that after that too?
I think he might have been. That might have been early in his career. Yeah, I think they might have played together.
Oh, did you see where Carmelo Anthony's son signed to play at Syracuse? Shocker. Just like Jerome Bettis' son signed to play at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No way. Did see that coming.
Dude, Jerome Bettis' son is huge.
He is.
And he's a wide receiver.
Yeah.
He towers over his dad. And he looks like his shoulders are wider. And I'm like, how in the hell does that happen? In 1991, Texas, that's what I'm trying to look at this score. Look at this. They played Michigan, I think, in the tournament. Nope, it wasn't that. It wasn't that team. Maybe it was 94. Maybe that's when it was. Maybe it wasn't when I was in high school. After.
Speaking of other shitty white guys from Florida,
Joakim Noah,
basically, Nick Calathis.
I remember him.
Mm-hmm.
I do. BJ Tyler, that's who I'm thinking about.
Oh, I remember that.
That's who I'm thinking about.
What are you doing? Dear
Oh,
God.
my Lord. I don't need that.
Thank you. Love you so big.
They didn't beat Michigan that
Thank
year.
you for messing me up on a Thursday night. Fantastic.
But they were Michigan was the 11th seed. Texas was what seed? It doesn't tell me what seed they were. But everybody was giving me Texas in 10 to 15 points. Michigan won 79-84. Give me all of it. Give me all of it. It was kind of like the Ohio State spread last week in Michigan. You give me a double-digit spread, I'm taking
in
whoever
that
gets the
rivalry
point.
Game? Yes, absolutely.
The same way with any Duke-Carolina game. I fucking hate putting money on Duke. But if you're giving me Duke and 10 points against Carolina, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I'm taking it. Because, my boys can still win. I can still cash on it. So
Can I name random dudes from your teams?
Yeah.
Shamad Williams.
Shamad Williams, I remember that.
Yeah. You name me random dudes from my team?
God, dude. Random dudes from your team. Probably,
Random.
Probably not. Probably not, because I was super big. Growing up, I was super big ACC.
Well, yeah, of course.
Super
Makes
big.
sense.
Super big Big East.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking what was his name? Was it Sherman Williams that played at Syracuse? back in the day. Him and
Not recalling that
I
name.
think he played with like Derek Coleman. Here, sir.
Oh,
Oh no, this is such a bad idea.
this is fucking stupid.
I'm gonna have to sit here and drink water for the rest of the night so I can go home.
No shit.
Oh, I tell you, hot fireball's the worst.
Put that in the freezer.
I remember the first time I ever drank Jack Daniels. Not really a sports related story, but I was.
Hey man, we're on the random episode,
Yeah.
so go ahead. Get.
I went out. At the time, I was a very young man. I was, I believe, 20 at the time.
Yeah.
And I was going out to a club with a chick that was 29.
More power to you, sir.
It was fun. It was fun. But anyway, she bought the booze. Of course, she had to.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're a little bit under the age limit, sir.
Yeah. Well,
a little bit under.
We're sitting in. Well, it's like a kind of a group of us. We all work together. But like we're sitting there in her car.
Look at that. Served it up. God, I mean, you got to be appreciative of
No,
that.
I'm
That's
very
fantastic
appreciative.
shit right there.
That is. But I'm literally sitting and we're sitting in her car. She's like, hey, you want some of this? And I'm like, yeah, I tried to be a man. I fucking just turned up the pint and fucking just guzzled like 2 big gulps.
It's dumb.
And I was good. And then all of a sudden it hit my stomach and knocked all the breath out of me. And she's like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. Let's go. Oh, dude, I don't know why that came up, why I thought about it, but it's the hot fireball stuff. I think that's what it was.
How to do it. Speaking of drinking stories, I remember the first time I had bourbon.
Life-changing, wasn't it?
It was delicious. Honestly, it was, but it was in comparison too. So, I have 2 older brothers. They're 6 and 8 years old, respectively. So they both lived together when they were in school. I was about 14 years old at the time, and me and my little brother would stay with them at their house a night or two every time we went up there just to hang out. Well, they decided they were going to have a party one night. Me and Ryan was about 12 at the time. We're all hanging out. We're just talking to all these college girls.
You're down.
We don't even know. We're just like, what's going on? This is crazy. We're like sitting playing Mario Kart.
And then like the college girls are probably all like, I'm not gonna say all over you in that sense, but like, oh look at these little guys.
Yeah, look at these little guys. Yeah. He's like, oh, you just started high school? But we're playing, like, me and Ryan are like playing Mario Kart, and we're just like, just being super awkward young kids. Like, why are these young kids here? And it's not like you think of a college party of like 60, 80, 100 people at a house. It was like 20 people tops. It was just a little gathering. It was almost like a pregame before everybody went out.
Yep.
My brothers, of course, weren't going out, so they stayed in. Just had some close friends come over. And my oldest brother, Stacy, decides that he's like, you're about 14, right? Yeah, I started drinking then. Here, have a sip of this. He hands me his beer. Well, his beer's a fucking Guinness.
Oh.
And I take a sip of it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. Like, you want to drink this? Like this is not Kool-Aid. This isn't a Pepsi. Like, what am I drinking right now?
Oh,
this is
Tony Delk.
There you go. Good call.
It just popped in my brain. I was like, wait.
Tony Delk had a 50-point game in the NBA one time. Yeah.
He did. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story.
No, you're good.
It just popped in my brain. I was like, oh.
Absolutely. So, I just handed him back his beer. I was like, oh God, no, I don't want to drink beer. Is this beer? I don't want it. No, absolutely not. Obviously, that changed.
That changed quickly.
By this time in my life, yes, of course. I love a fucking Guinness now. However, at 14 and your first taste of alcohol is a Guinness, or at least the one that you remember, is not good.
That's got to be an awful first beer.
So Carrie witnesses this thing happening, who is my other older brother. He's 6 years older. He doesn't drink any beers that aren't like sour or fruited or whatever.
He's not the fruity beer guy.
No, he'll drink a fruited beer. Yeah, I mean they're
Okay.
good. I like a fruited beer. Don't get me wrong. Like, give me some sours all day long, and he's a chip. He goes out and he'll go to breweries with me and drink those things. I appreciate every bit about that about that man. Yeah. He's like, hey man, you want to go to the brewery? I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. Anyways, he witnesses the whole scenario happening. He's like, yo, what are you drinking? I was like, oh, Stace gave me a sip of that beer. It's awful. Do not want this. He's like, no, man, you need something a little bit more flavorful. He hands me his Beam and Coke that he's drinking. And I have that for the first time. And I'm like, I could do this. I could do this. This is not a bad solution.
No, that is not.
Yeah. So I didn't get
awful.
banged up at 14 by any means. Like these are a couple sips of beverages and things like that.
I'm sure I got in some trouble.
I don't think the first time I got drunk, I was like 16, maybe 15.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I was probably a little younger.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm
not talking
the
about
opportunity
it, but I'm
was
sure.
there. Like, granted, if I wanted another beer or beverage or whatever at that time,
yeah,
I'm sure one of my brothers would have given it to me. But they were actually proper adults at the moment.
oh man,
can't say so much for Stace right now. I don't think he is. And he knows I love the hell out of him, but I'm just going to talk shit on him right now.
I like it. I can't say much about him.
No, he's a good man. I love him.
Dude, man, I can remember my younger brother because I'm like the oldest. And like when I was in high school, I think my brother might have been a freshman.
Yeah.
At the time. I think he might have been in ninth grade. It wasn't even high school around here because, they do the 7th to 9th grade middle school from where I'm from. And man, I knew some guys I knew a guy that would go to the store for us. He went, what he bought us with our change that we had rolled up that day, which I think we ended up at about $22 in change.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, early 90s, that's not terrible. We ended up with a bottle of Night Train, a bottle of Mad Dog.
Oh God. The 2020.
A bottle.
It definitely fucks your 2020 vision up.
A bottle of Thunderbird. This is all like straight up like.
Back in the day, Thunderbird was probably $3 for a fifth.
Hey, dude, we didn't get a fifth. It was just like, it was a pint of those three.
Okay, so it was probably $1.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. I say we had like $20 we were working with.
I mean, I saw that at the liquor store the other day, like on the bottom shelf, and I'm like, oh, I remember having some of that.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, she bad.
But that, and it was several 40s of Old English.
740s
several.
of OE? Oh, several. Okay.
Several. I
thought you remember the exact number of OEs you had.
A lot.
I've had some Old English in my day, man.
A lot.
I've
that
been
and
plenty of messed up on some
of the
OE,
bull.
and I'm pretty sure I've thrown up a lot of OE in my life.
Yeah. Well, my brother decides, we're hanging out at one of our friends' house. Some girls call us, wanting us to come and hang out. They're like, oh, we're all hanging out over here. And it's literally, we're going to go to this place. It's me, my brother, our friend, and I think it was 10 or 11 girls at that time. We're like, we're all like, yeah, this is going to be great. It's going to be cool, Well, my brother proceeds to open the Night Train, takes a sip out of it. It's like, oh my God, this tastes like Kool-Aid. Boom. Down 3/4 of it.
Oh my God.
And then, we get a ride to where.
Oh, that's a stomach ache waiting to happen now.
Oh no,
I think about drinking that right now. I'm like, oh no.
This story gets like so much better.
I can only imagine.
We get dropped off at the front of this neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So we have to walk in this neighborhood. We're just walking down the street.
Yeah.
We literally walk by the principal of our school's house. Him and his wife are sitting on the front porch and they see us and they're all like talking and waving at us. And we're just, we're just going to keep moving.
Hello.
And like as we're moving along, man, you can tell it's starting to creep in on my brother.
Yeah.
He's starting to feel it. Well, we stopped by another friend of our house that lived in the same neighborhood for a minute. And we're talking to him. And my brother's like, oh, yeah, let's go over to his house. And he just takes off right. Next thing, he runs head first right into a tree. Hits the tree, hits the ground, bounces up. I'm okay. Ended up with like this huge knot on his head.
So good.
It was great. All right. We finally get to where the girls are. We're all hanging out. We're talking. I'm actually playing ping pong with this chick. And like my brother is just hammered at this point.
Right.
So we've got him laid on a couch. He's good. He proceeds to sit up.
Big stop, Pack. Big stop at the goal line.
Yeah, it is. He proceeds to sit up and just start projectile
vomiting.
That freaking purple shit everywhere.
That's awesome.
In this chick's basement. And we're just like, what the fuck?
Like, is it like directly on any furniture or is it like going on the rug?
It's on him, the couch.
Oh.
And I'm just like, what the And at that point they're like, hey, you guys got to go.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
no one wants that person hanging out anymore.
Yeah, well, so we called and we got our ride.
Sounds awful.
Our ride was this big giant black dude named KB. KB was a couple years older than I was, because he was actually one of our friends' mom's roommate. And so he comes in. We're trying to get Scott, my brother, out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, just get out of the way. And he literally picks him up by like the back of his pants and his belt.
Yeah.
And he had just carrying him like a suitcase up a hill. And like, oh my God, we get back to like our friend's house and like, he is just like out and still like puking. Like, I'm pretty sure he had alcohol poisoning. Like, I'm 100%
Yeah, got
positive.
to that level.
Yeah. And like, the girls are calling us. They want like me and our other friend to come back over. I'm like, we just can't leave him.
No shit.
So we
fourth and goal right here.
Oh my God.
Gibbs wide open in the middle. Nice. I'll take the Gibbs touchdown.
That is the Gibbs Montgomery anytime touchdown pan right there.
Yeah. Well, I just need Gibbs to score, so I like it. Thank you.
Wasn't it Gibbs, Jacobs, and Montgomery? And
Gibbs, Jacobs, Montgomery, and Kraft. That was the
There's three of
same
them, right?
game.
There's three of them right there.
Gibbs, Montgomery, and Jacobs all have scored, yes.
Yeah.
So all you need is a Kraft
All
touchdown.
you would need is the Kraft.
And you got to have the football to get it.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Anyway, it was just a good time. Dude, I remember those dumb drinking stuff back in the day.
Oh yeah, no, we've had all the stories for those.
God.
Man, my little brother at the time, I think he was a senior in high school, maybe a freshman in college. I was still under 21, but I bought beer on the regular from a gas station.
There's always a store somewhere.
Yeah,
there's always a store.
So there's this. Well, it's funny. It's just like I would go in here. There's this one guy that was behind the counter all the time. Never carded me. Didn't give a shit. I mean, I had facial hair and everything at that time too. I didn't have a full beard by any means, but if I could have probably grown one if I had ever attempted. I just never thought about it at the time. But I can go in there with 5 o'clock shadow, whatever. I looked the part. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been buying beer since I was 16, really kind of. Anyways, so my little brother would always call me and be like, hey, can you get me some beer tonight? Like, yeah, sure. What do you want? Case of Keystone Light. That's my little brother's MO, right? Keystone all the way. And
that's not
by the way, huge advocate of Keystone Light. Big fan. If you don't know, all it is Coors Light in a dented can. And I'll leave it at that. Same fucking beer. You will never know the difference. Put two of them side by side. You can't tell the difference.
Nope.
And I will swear to that. It is the exact same damn beer. Anyways, fantastic beverage. But more back to the story is Ryan would call me all the time and to go get a beer. Well, this one instance, I'm hammered. And my girlfriend at the time's like, well, I'll drive you up there and he can come meet us. I was like, okay, cool. So I walk in there. I'm drunk as shit. I'm like, oh, I can't even remember what I was doing. But I was hammered. And I was like, I just walk up to the counter. Like, yeah, I just need to get this, man. He's like, how you doing? You know, he remembers me by face. We don't know, each other by name. And he's just talking to me. He's like, hey, you listen to rap music? I'm like, yeah, man, I fuck around with that. I don't listen to rap music. Why? He's like, he pulls out like this fucking thing of CDs. He's like, I got a mixtape, man. You want to buy it? It's $10. I'm like, man, this guy's been selling me beer for so long and I'm underage.
You felt obligated to buy the mixtape.
I was like, yeah, man, I got you. Throw him $10. So I end up buying this guy's mixtape and like we pop it in the car on the way back.
How awful was it?
It was pretty bad, but it's still a source of entertainment between me and my brother today because we still talk about how fucking bad it is.
That's awesome.
But so when I give my brother this, I'm like, I got you a mixtape too. Just sit back with a case of beer.
Oh, Lord. No, that is awful. That is awful.
I was like, I listened to like 2 songs or 3 songs of it. Like, you can listen to a couple songs of it too. And my brother's like, man, this thing is awesome. I was like, yeah, it's okay.
That's great.
He never made it, obviously.
I'm sure.
J30, if you don't know who he is. J30 is that guy. I'll never forget the name just because he's still a source of entertainment for me.
That's beautiful.
Being right to this day.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just sitting here scrolling and looking at stuff. The Mavericks beat the Wizards tonight, 137-101.
The Magic just
the Mavericks. Mavericks.
They beat the Magic.
No, they beat the Wizards.
Oh,
Mavericks beat the Wizards.
Why is the Magic in my head?
I don't know. I never said the Magic. I said Mavericks.
They're still lingering from last night from beating the Sixers.
137-101.
Okay.
The Raptors are losing to the Thunder right now, 129-90.
That makes sense.
I saw the Lakers got whooped like that pretty good.
By 40.
Whew. 40. I'm a man.
Ooh, speaking of random white dudes in college basketball, Bryce Drew.
Played at Oklahoma, right? Or Oklahoma State.
Valpo.
Ooh.
You don't remember the shot that beat, was it Ole Miss in that game?
Oh, yep.
It was like 98-ish. If I'm not mistaken.
It's kind of like you realizing that C.J. McCollum was the guy that played at Liberty the year that they beat Duke in the first round.
Oh, yeah. God, I love that. Everybody's going to remember Liberty.
Oh. Everybody remembers those early round knockouts. I remember when the original one was Syracuse losing as a number 2 seed lost to somebody. Like they were the first 2 seed to lose to a 15. I don't remember who it was that beat them, but I know it was Syracuse that lost.
Who was that dude? You remember when UCLA won the title in 95?
Yeah.
In 96, Princeton upset them in the tournament.
Was that the Tyus Edneys?
Yeah, probably the same team, but that Princeton team had a white dude on it.
That's when they freaking pick and rolled them to death.
Yeah, backdoor cuts.
Beat them to death. Dude, they're doing the same play on you.
What was that dude's name?
I cannot remember, dude.
We can't think of that guy's name. Oh, man. Look up the 96 Princeton roster. I think his name was Gary or Gabe or something like that. God, I can't think. His last name was weird. It was it didn't make sense.
Is it Gabe LeWillis?
Gabe, that's it.
Gabe LeWillis.
Yeah, it's like Lewis, but it was spelled weird.
It's spelled Lewullis.
Yeah, that dude. You remember that guy?
I'm sitting here looking at it.
I
No, I don't remember
watching that game as a kid. I was like, what? This dude is lighting them up.
They had Steve Goodrich on that team. And apparently he played in the NBA for a minute.
No shit.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Weird.
Remember the team that beat Weber, or you remember that Weber State team that beat North Carolina?
Oh, God. I remember.
You remember the guy that torched you?
No, I don't.
Arsenault? Yeah, that name's going to ring a bell.
Try to forget stuff like that, bro. Try to forget. Try to forget.
Oh, man.
Try to forget.
Yeah.
Man, I can name you some really obscure, like, North Carolina guys from, like, the 80s.
Okay.
Like Jeff Lebo and Steve Hale.
I remember Lebo.
You remember Steve Hale? He was super early, man. He might have been 83, 84, 85.
I was alive in 83. So.
Yeah, I know, bro. That's because I'm old as fuck, so I remember those guys. Just like I remember when Mark Price played at Georgia Tech.
Who?
Mark Price.
Oh, I remember Mark Price.
Very good, very underrated Cleveland Cavalier guard. I believe was a multiple All-Star.
We can go back and do some like random NBA guys. You remember like Scott Skiles?
Yeah. All-time, he's got the single game assist record.
Yeah.
With like Scott 20, Skiles? Like 6 or 27. Hell, it might be
Dude
28.
Could shoot lights out from 3 too.
Yeah. When he wasn't passing the ball.
Right.
The hell kind of salute is that, Montgomery? What are you doing? Anyway, man. Where else you want to go? What other rabbit hole are you trying to dive down?
Give some other random thing to talk about.
I don't know, man. I got to not catch a buzz. What I got to do.
I haven't caught it yet.
No, I'm trying not to.
I'm getting there.
Somebody just sent me a meme that said, being single is boring, dating is stressful, hoeing is risky. What should I do? Oh, fuck. That might be one of the funniest things I've heard in a while.
Single is stressful?
No, single is boring.
Oh, boring.
Single is boring. Dating is stressful.
Dating is okay. Got it.
Hoeing is risky.
Hoeing is risky.
Oh, anyway, shit. I don't know, dude. I don't know. You want to do these predictions for the week and then we can call it a night?
Yeah. Listen, where are we running at? Oh, we running long anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're long as hell. Where do you want to start? You want to start at NFL and then we'll hit the championship weekend? Or you just want to dive right into the college football?
No, let's do that. We can hit up some NFL predictions for the week. Why not? I like the idea of it. Our schedule this week, of course, here at halftime, Detroit's up, 17-7?
Yeah, my Green Bay plus 3.5 and over 52.5. It's not looking strong at the moment.
No. I think Green Bay has the offense to get themselves back into this thing.
Did they really give him that statue? That is awesome.
I do like it. Actually, it looks like him too.
But it's those jacked up teeth on it.
It's way better than the Dwayne Wade statue.
Oh my God, that's awful.
That is bad.
Awful.
Yeah, it looks like the Ronaldo statue they made too.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're both awful. But yeah.
I don't know who's doing these sculptors, but they are not good.
No, they can do way better. That's not it. They went for the budget one from wish.com or something.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Starting of the lineup at 1 o'clock, Jacksonville at Tennessee. Fucking barn burner we got here. Tennessee's a 3.5-point favorite. Over under is 40.5. What you got?
I am taking Tennessee minus the 3.5.
You and me too. You and me both.
We can get tickets for $7 for that game.
$7 whole to sit in the nosebleeds. I like it.
In Nashville, though.
Hey, Nashville's fun. At least you're going to have a good time.
That's a good time.
You got a good time happening. You go to Nissan Stadium, across the bridge, and boom, right there on Broadway.
You can get tickets to see the Giants New Orleans for $15 at MetLife. But you're in Jersey, so you know.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, ain't shit there. Anyways, the Jets are at Miami. Miami's a 5.5 point favorite. Over under is 44.5.
Miami, I like
Miami. I like Miami's offense. They're clicking. Tua looks good.
Yes, he does.
And the Jets are just in a downward spiral.
They're
for the
awful
year.
right now. They're done.
I'd sit everybody and call it a day. See how good of a pick we can get because you're trash. Atlanta at Minnesota, as we mentioned earlier in the episode, Kirko is not Kirko right now.
Nope.
Minnesota is a 5.5 point favorite, and I kind of like it.
I kind of like Minnesota 5.5.
Yeah, at home. Yep. Yeah, that's a good one. New Orleans at New York Giants. New Orleans is a 4-point favorite on the road here.
I like it.
I think I like it too.
I like it a lot.
Derek Carr has an opportunity to have a hell of a game here. Really kind of turn things around and really put themselves in this divisional race to the end of the year. Kind of get back to that beginning of the season form, those first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They're getting healthier by the week, which also helps. New Orleans 4-point favorite. I
like it.
I think we're liking the favorites all the way around right now.
Yeah.
You really like the favorite in Philadelphia.
I do.
At home against Carolina. 13.5 is a huge spread. I don't like betting on my team. I'm just going to leave it be. Give me the money line on the Birds. I know the money line on that's going to be like fucking minus 700, but whatever.
I'm going to put it together. I'm going to put mine together right now. I'm just going to do it.
Why not? Go ahead.
While we're talking about it.
Yeah, over-under is 45.5 in the Carolina-Philly game. I'd say I might even stick to under on that. The only way that gets over is Philly wins the turnover battle and capitalizes on the turnovers.
Okay.
Next game, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a 6.5 point favorite. I'm going to like Cleveland. You give me 6.5 points for Cleveland, and Jameis Winston has been balling. Hey, he'll turn the ball over, but guess what? We talked about it earlier. He forgets about it. He doesn't give a shit.
He don't give a
He ain't gonna
shit,
he's
sir.
going to come out and throw another 70-yard bomb.
You like Cleveland plus 6.5?
Yeah, give me Cleveland 6.5.
Ooh.
I'm a fan. I think they keep it competitive. I mean, they kept up with Denver. Denver has one of the best defenses in the league.
I'm going to roll with it, buddy. I'm with you. I mean, they just beat Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. Give me plus 6.5 for Cleveland.
I like it.
Vegas at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a 6.5 point favorite. Vegas has been stronger, but not to the point to where they're winning ball games.
I like Tampa. I'll take them minus 6.5.
I like Tampa minus 6.5 at home. Seattle at Arizona. Arizona's a 2.5 point favorite. Give me Seattle on this one. Seattle just beat them in a low scoring affair just a few weeks ago.
In Seattle, though. I'm going to take Arizona Seattle. Minus 2.5 on that.
Minus 2.5. So you say Arizona's going to win this one.
Yep.
All right. That's the first one we differ on. Buffalo at the Chargers. Buffalo's only a 3.5 point favorite on the Rams. Sorry, I see Los Angeles. Sorry.
I like it. I'm taking Buffalo.
Buffalo minus 3.5. Give me Buffalo all day on that one. Actually, that's my lock of the week. Outside of probably a Chuba Hubbard touchdown.
Yeah. I'll get out of here. Jalen Hurts touchdown.
Yeah, well, that's a lock every week right there. Yeah, if you ain't betting that every week, I don't know what you're doing. Chicago at San Francisco. San Francisco is a 3.5 point favorite at home. This one's iffy. I think I like this one, but the thing is, they ain't got no running backs in San Francisco right now.
No, they do not.
Yeah. Chicago's up and down. Like, Chicago can surprise you some weeks, and there's other weeks they just can't put it all together. Give me Chicago doing something crazy here.
Chicago plus 3.5?
Yeah, give me Chicago plus 3.5 here.
Ah, man, I don't like the points on either side here.
I don't either.
I'm going to take San Fran money line.
San Fran money line, I like that.
That's San Fran.
That's solid. That's a good pick. Hey, you go money line. Yeah, I'm just betting spread straight down the way.
Yep.
Chargers at Kansas City. Kansas City's a 4-point favorite. Give me the Chargers on this one. Chargers playing good football. Defense is phenomenal.
I like it.
I know Kansas City's in Arrowhead, but this one's going to be close to all the way. And your Monday night matchup is Cincinnati at Dallas. Battle of the two awful defenses. I'm going to go with the better offense. Cincinnati is a 5-point favorite. I think Cincinnati covers and they get back in the winning column.
I'm going to roll it, buddy. I like it. I agree with you. I am right there with you.
Yeah.
That is a pretty gnarly parlay I just threw out there.
Put $5 on it.
$10 is good. If I hit is 18 grand.
Hey man, it's got to hit one time. It's got to hit one time.
What's the worst that happen? I lose $10. Ooh, I'm going to lose $10 picking a 3-leg.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, you're going to lose it by one leg. If you lose that one by one leg, though.
I have lost a big one by one leg.
Yeah.
I lost, and here's the ticket, and I remember the game. I remember the score. I remember everything. It was, I don't remember the year. I did a 10-leg parlay.
Okay.
I missed cashing out by 1 point. Michigan, Ohio State. Ohio State was, it was Michigan +3. Score of the game was 13-9. I would have cashed out, I think it was 15 grand. That was the only game I missed.
Damn.
I was pissed.
It's awful.
No, what makes it awful is like I did a combination college and pro. So I had to watch the rest of the weekend of every game, like tink, tink, tink.
They all
tink,
hit.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the?
Damn.
I was mad.
Yeah, that's brutal right there.
That's the closest I've came to doing anything crazy. I hadn't done anything nuts like the video I sent you the other day where the guy, $1.10 cashed out like 400 grand or something stupid.
And then it hit on top of the cash out.
Yes.
Ridiculous. But I mean, I hear you. You got $1 in and it pays out at 400 grand. Like,
yeah, I'm cashing it, bro.
Yeah, might as well cash it.
I'm cashing it.
Give me the opportunity. I'm taking it. All right, let's see. Into college football, of course, we have conference championships in the Sun Belt. Western Kentucky at Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State's not in the Sun Belt, are they?
Yeah.
They are? They're Division I now?
Yeah.
Man, brain fart. Jacksonville State is a 5-point favorite playing in Jacksonville, Alabama. I have no predictions because I've not seen either one of these play, but I'm from Kentucky, so Western Kentucky it is.
I'm going to take Western Kentucky plus the 4.5. I'm going to parlay this one too. I'm going to do it all.
All right. I got them +5 on ESPN Bet right now. UNLV at Boise State. Boise State's only a 4-point favorite. I'm slamming Boise State. They're going to run all over UNLV.
Yeah, I'm riding the Genty train.
Yeah, Genty train, baby. Let's go. Choo-choo.
Yep.
Tulane at Army. Tulane is a 5-point favorite on the road against a ranked Army team. I'm taking Army and the points.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it too,
Absolutely. That's the Friday slate of games.
Yep.
Jump into Saturday. We get into the Big 12. You got Iowa State at Arizona State. This one's being played in Arlington. Arizona State is a 2-point favorite. I like Arizona State here.
I am going to take Iowa State.
Iowa State it is, huh?
Iowa State did something this year. They are leaving a team behind. Iowa State won 10 games, if I'm remembering correctly, if I'm seeing correctly.
That's correct.
There's only one team in college football that hasn't won 10 games. One. Would you like to know what that one team is?
There's one team that's never won 10 games.
One team. You should know this team very well. Know it. Come on.
Vandy?
It is Vandy. It is Vandy. So I am going to roll with I'm going to take the points in Iowa State on this one. I like it a lot.
So what does that have to do with Vandy? Iowa State won 10 games for the first time?
Yeah. That's where it comes back to it. Oh, Tucker Craft touchdown. Right there. Cashed.
Cash.
It would have cashed.
Wow. Man, you should have bet it.
I should have. And I didn't. Shame on me. Let's see. Let's go with some of these smaller games. I've got Ohio and Miami of Ohio.
Yep.
Got Miami and Ohio favored by 1.5. I'm going to take them just because I know absolutely donkey about them.
Yeah, you did mention this game earlier, though. It's being played at Ford Field.
Yes, I don't know why. Nobody's coming in that game.
$5 for a ticket right now.
Nobody's coming.
$5.
If I lived in Detroit, I might pay $5 and go to the game. Might.
I would. Why not? That's cheap. I bet concessions are cheaper too. I bet you that's just an entertaining football game to go watch for
$5.
Dimes on the dollar.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, one of the two big, you could say 3 big games this week. I'd say 2 big games.
How is this
weekend.
the noon game? This should be the.
It's a 4:00 game.
What, Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia. Georgia and Texas at 4:00. They're playing it in Atlanta. So this is a home game for Georgia, even though they're considered the road team.
I don't know how they're like the underdog. I'm Georgia in the 2.5.
Georgia's already beat Texas once.
Give me Georgia in the points.
Yeah, Georgia in the points.
Minus Georgia plus 2.5.
I might take Georgia money line just to up the odds a little bit for me. Pay out bigger.
Why not take Georgia in the over?
49.5. I like it. I like it a little bit. I do.
I'm gonna throw
it. Yeah. Let's say I like Georgia money line here. Go ahead and increase your payout. Marshall at Louisiana. Louisiana is a 6-point favorite. Over under in this game is 57.5.
Ooh.
I gotta imagine this one's gonna be a shootout. So I'm going to take the over of 57.5 on this one. I like the idea of just a big scoring game.
Are you taking Louisiana?
I'm just going over. I don't know the difference.
Yeah, I'll take Louisiana.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched Marshall or Louisiana all year.
I'm going to take them minus the 5.5. Screw it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go crazy this weekend. Maybe I'll win a lot of money. And this time next week we'll be smoking an ostrich leg.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I'm in.
All right. Other big game this weekend. Penn State at Oregon for the Big Ten. Oregon is a 3.5-point favorite.
Love them.
Gotta tell you, I love that line.
Love them.
I think Oregon's gonna. I mean, I love Penn State, but I feel like Oregon's gonna cover in a big way. And the over under is 50.5. I'm gonna say over.
I'm not messing with the over and under on that one. I don't like it.
I feel like this has the makings of like a 28-25 or even
could
for the winner. Yeah, that's probably why it makes it. This could be a 35-24 game, and you're clearing the 50.5. Right?
Yeah. Maybe. I'll go with it.
Oregon scores.
I'm a roll.
Oregon's all about offense, baby. That's what I'm thinking. And then the last of the evening games is Clemson at SMU for the ACC. Of course, this one's played at Bank of America in Charlotte. SMU's a 2-point favorite. Clemson's kind of spiraled towards the end of the year. Give me SMU.
I am going to take Clemson in this one, and the reason being is I could see some shenanigans going down where the ACC is like, hey, Clemson's going to win this game so we can get 2 teams in the playoff. Because I think if FSMU loses, I think they can still get in.
Well, Miami effed himself.
Yeah.
You had a shot at 3 teams getting in here.
Yeah.
Clemson's spiral really screwed that up.
I am going to take the over in that game, though. I think it's going to be scoring.
Yeah, 55.5's a lot. The over's all right. I'm going to take SMU. They've been solid all year. Granted, they haven't played the toughest of schedules. This might be one of the best tests they've had all year. Give me SMU. I just want to see something happen.
All right. Those aren't terrible picks. And we tend to agree with most of them.
Yeah,
There's a few that were off.
Yeah.
By the way, on the 12 leg I just put together for that, pays out almost $21,000.
Nice.
Wasted $20 or potential, what was it, almost 40 grand in payouts?
Let's see what happens. I don't think we've been right across the board yet, so good luck with that.
It's fun. This is why you gamble.
It makes it entertaining. Every game has meaning.
If I should happen to hit both are 12-leg parlays, it would be right at almost 40 grand.
I hear you.
We'll definitely be smoking an Oscar leg. That shit goes down, sir.
You'll be doing more of that.
Dude, I could cash out on my bet right now for the Knights game. Right now, I could cash out and win money.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, on the Green Bay Lions game?
Mm-hmm. I took Green Bay plus 3.5 and over 52.5.
Well, it's 17-14 right now, so it has the pace.
I could cash out for $17.45 on a $10 bet.
Nah, you're not betting over that. Your cash out gets the double. That's when you cash out.
Yeah, I know. I'll still keep an eye on it.
But where you're at right now, I think you're comfortable because there's still 12 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, until next week, we will sign off for an entire week because my ass is going to Mexico on Monday.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be a fun trip.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to me and Christina. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Instead of exchanging gifts with each other, we decided we would just take a vacation together.
I like it. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think I know this thing's going to go well. Probably go ahead and do that every year. I'd much rather just do this.
That sounds pretty awesome, to be honest.
I don't need a surprise under the tree. This is way better than anything that's going to be under the tree. Let's do this every year.
Ain't nobody laying $1 million under the tree, so you good.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you're going to do that, I'll exchange this gift for the $1 million.
Yeah, absolutely. Mexican diarrhea or $1 million.
Well, I ain't drinking the water, bro.
That's it, buddy.
I ain't drinking the water. No,
there you go, Josh Jacobs again. And a lead for the pack. I'm in.
There we go. And the Eagles #1 seed on the line. I love it.
That just rolls us up to 38 points. Looking good, my friend. Looking good.
Yeah, I think the bet's going to cash for you.
I know. We'll see.
It's looking good. It's looking good, bro.
But after the Mexican trip?
So after the Mexican trip, we'll come at you next weekend. I'll be back next weekend. Hopefully we can get together and get you another episode in before all your Sunday bets. So you can make sure you can lose money with us.
Sir.
All right, man. Well, until next week, we'll holler at y'all.
Later.